Hello guys, welcome back to Code Z Magic once again. If you're new here, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn off those notifications so you're notified when I upload a video. Today I'm going to be teaching you a really simple yet really powerful mentalism card trick, which is really simple to learn and it gets really amazing reactions. This is one of my personal favorite mentalism routines just because of how simple it is to do, and the amount of reactions that we get for this trick is really good. So without wasting any further time, let's jump into the video. So for this trick I have a regular pack of cards. As you can see, all the cards, they are completely different, and I can go ahead and completely shuffle the cards. If I would have a spectator here, he or she could completely mix up the deck. And as you can see, I'm going to completely shuffle the cards right here to make sure it's completely mixed. At this point, all the cards are completely mixed, and now we want a random card to be selected, and we're going to select this card in a completely different method but yet really fair. Now if I would have a spectator here, she could actually cut approximately quarter of the deck and keep it aside for this trick. Now let's say the spectator cut approximately over here and keep it over here, and now at this point what I'm going to do is turn over the card and keep it right on top of the deck. Now I would have the spectator cut the cards once more and approximately cut a little bit further than a quarter of cards, let's say half or 3/4 of the cards, like that, and I'm going to turn it over once again. Now at this point it's completely fair. The spectator can literally cut anywhere he or she wishes to, and we're going to be selecting the first face down card. Now we're going to go to the deck and go over to the first face down card, which is some random card. At this point we don't know what it is. Now as you can see, the cards are all completely still different, and at this point this card over here is the 5 of clubs. Now the 5 of clubs is of course a random card, but here's what the trick is. So before even I started this trick, I had this deck placed over here, this deck, and from this deck I have made a prediction, and there's only going to be one card face down in this entire deck, and that has to be the 5 of clubs exactly, which is the spectator's card. So this is the trick, guys. Hopefully you liked it. If you really want to know how this trick works, please make sure to stay around for the tutorial of the trick. Alright guys, welcome to the tutorial for the trick that you just saw. As I said before, it is a simple trick and it requires a little bit of setup. Nothing major, but it's really simple. Now basically for this trick you need 2 decks, preferably of a different back. Now in this I have a red back and a blue back bicycle deck, and you need 2 decks, and 1 deck is basically for the prediction. Now the first part of the trick is to actually set up a prediction. Now you can actually choose any card for the prediction, it doesn't really matter. Now let's say for this case I'm going to go ahead and choose the ace of spades. Yeah, as you can see it's over here, and what you basically want to do here is take out any random card. Now for the purpose of explanation I'm using the ace of spades, and you're going to keep it face up in this entire deck. Okay, so this is going to be our prediction. So we're going to keep it face up in this entire deck, square it up and keep it inside the box. Okay, so our prediction is pretty much set. So the first part of the trick is completely done, and you can literally have the cards with the spectator. They can actually hold it in their hands. Okay, it can be in full view the entire time. Now when it comes to the performance of the trick, basically what you want is you want the ace of spades to be controlled to the top of the deck. Now I have the ace of spades here. Now you can actually start off this trick by having the ace of spades in the top of the deck and give it a few false shuffle by just returning the ace of spades onto the top a few times. You can just mix it a few times, but just make sure that the ace of spades is on the top of the deck. You can give it a few false cuts, it doesn't really matter. Now in case the spectator wants to actually shuffle the cards, they can actually shuffle the cards, it doesn't really matter. Now in this case, if let's say the spectator shuffles the cards, they can shuffle it how many times they want. This can be performed impromptu. Once they're happy with shuffling the cards, once you get the cards back to your hand, what you want to basically do is go to the deck and search for the ace of spades, and you just want to cut the ace of spades to the top of the deck. Now it's back on the top of the deck, and you can just give it a few more shuffles to make sure it's completely fair. So the first part will be completely done once the card is controlled to the top of the deck. Now from this point onwards, you're going to explain to the spectator that you're going to make a random selection in a slightly different way, and you're going to ask the spectator to cut approximately quarter of the deck. Now make sure that they don't cut deep into the deck, because I'll explain The reason is we want to cut the deck twice. So let's say in the first case, you're going to instruct the spectator to cut approximately a quarter of the deck. Now let's say the spectator cuts approximately over here. It is a free choice for them. Now that's a good amount of cards, and once they cut it, you will explain them to actually flip over the entire pile and keep it on the top of the deck. This entire part can be completely done by the spectator. And now once they cut a few cards and they turn over the pile and keep it onto the top of the deck, the second part of the trick is ask them to cut a little bit more cards, but a little more deep into the deck. They can cut approximately from 3/4 or half of the deck. Now let's say we do it approximately over there, and you're going to flip the cards once more and keep the pile on top of the deck. Now what you've basically done by this is actually forced the ace of spades onto the spectator without even them noticing. So what this has done is basically the first face down card automatically will be the ace of spades. Isn't that really cool, guys? It feels completely random, and it's a really cool way to force a card. Now there are multiple applications of this. You can use it in any way you like, but in this case it really goes with the trick. Now the first face down card obviously will be the ace of spades, and then you can keep it over here, and then you say okay, and then you can show that the cards are all different in this case. And what you basically want to do is you say the random card we selected is the ace of spades. You're going to turn it over, and then here's the most fun part of the trick. The moment you reveal the prediction, the spectators will completely go crazy because we already know the outcome of the trick. Now the ace of spades is a random card, and then we just go ahead and remove this deck, and you're just gonna spread it on the table, and there's going to be only one card face up in this entire deck, and that will match the spectator's card, which is the ace of spades. This is such a fun trick to perform, guys. I really like performing this trick. So that was the trick, guys. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. If you did, smash like to the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new here, and I'm going to be uploading more frequently. And thank you so much for your support, guys. Hopefully you all enjoyed the video, and I'm going to see you back in another brand new video of Cozy. Take care, bye bye, peace.